and how it's developed?
Well, the room is really a good room for us right now. Tatum Bethune came in a year ago, had some stability, some maturity in the room, and just gave us a chance to develop everybody. Deloach, Lundy came around really unbelievable this season. And then in addition to Brennan Gant coming from safety down, moving down to linebacker, really built some depth. But I think overall in that room has really grown and matured a lot, especially this offseason. You take a look at what they've done. Tatum Bethune is now cutting his body fat down. He's anywhere between 228 to 227. Weight-wise, you take Brennan Gant, who was 202, now he's 212. You take Deloach, who was 200, now he's 212, 215. And now you take Lundy, a 240-pound, 245-pound kid, now he's down to 236, 232. Everybody's leaning up, getting powerful, more strong, and it takes a lot of credit to our strength room. Coach Storm and his crew have done a great job, and I think that's the maturity factor in that room. And then also you take, in that room this offseason, you take out those guys that really pushing Omar Roll and DeMarco, the true freshman, to really learn what we're doing. Getting some extra time meeting with each other, but also pushing each other, making those guys speak a little bit more, talk a little bit more in rooms, and you can see how much it has changed, because I think that those guys understand, they've been here a little bit, especially Tatum. Injuries can happen anytime, and you're not competing against the room, you're competing against yourself to be the best. And if somebody's missing a game or two, the next guy got to step up and be that guy to take that next step and keep pushing the room. And I think that's what those guys are really doing now.
So when I look at an Omar Graham, I kind of see a Tatum in a sense. Tatum Bethune, they're sort of built the same, I guess?
Kind of built the same. And you take Omar, and we did this, and we said it the last 5 weeks of football last year. Omar could have played in games. Could have went in and played. But just playing him 10 plays a game really wasn't doing the right things. But now, was he practicing like he was going to play in the game every week? Yes, because if injuries would have happened in that point in time, Omar Graham would have had to play in those games. And I think that's his really development of him, but also of understanding, hey, you got to practice like you're going to play in these games. And he did last year. And now you're coming back and we have workouts and different things like that. And being in meeting rooms, you watch Omar correct some of the older guys. And say, no, Coach didn't say that. He said on this date, this is what we had to get done.
Yeah.
And it's been fun that they're watching that happen.
It would be. Tell me the quality in Omar that you saw when you recruited him. And I think I know what it is, but I want to hear it from you.
Well, Omar reminds me of a lot of guys that I've had in the past. When you have a guy that plays both running back and plays linebacker, the vision, they're able to see things, it's natural for him. And he's a powerful young man that's very fast, but athletic but very smart. And when you take those things and you look at guys that I've coached in the past, that like you take a Ray Lewis, who's a free safety tailback. John Beeson was a tailback. DJ Williams was a tailback. Roger McIntosh was a tailback. I take some guys that like Alex Anzalone, who's at Detroit Lions. He was a tailback in high school. You take those guys and you see how they develop. Those guys are really they see the vision, but they understand the game more. And that's the one thing I see in Omar, a guy that's going to really step up and take that next step.
I haven't seen the true freshman you brought in yet. Tell us about him.
Well, DeMarco Ward is a great young man from Duluth High School. Come in, learning what we're trying to do, but it's kind of like, as the guy says, like, Coach, he's quiet, but he makes all the checks and everything like it's normal. And he's able to learn quick. He does things fast, does it quick, he learns quick. And you're sitting there like, wow, we didn't have to repeat this. Coach, okay, I got this. Okay, and then ask questions. Now, if he does make that mistake, if it happens again, he won't make the same mistake. So that's been the great thing about it, is watching him do those things has been really fun. We're expecting big things out of him.
Let me stay on recruiting. It seemed for a while Florida State had a hard time, building depth at linebacker. What are the things you're looking for when you go out there?
Well, you have to be a special fit for Florida State. I mean, we're Coach Norvell and the things they expect out of the players and what we expect out of the players. You have to be a different person. You got to be a guy that wants to be the best that you could be in everything, and that's on the field, off the field, classroom, in the public, in the community. And if you're not trying to be those type of things, Florida State not the best for you. As far as what we're looking for at linebacker, we're looking for guys that are very athletic, but very competitive. And what I mean by competitive, they're competing at everything that they do. If we playing some cards, it's competitive at cards. If it's running wind sprints, it's competitive at sprints. It's being the best that you can be and being competitive. That's what type of guys we're looking for.
You looking all across the country, or is there certain areas that you see?
Well, the most important thing, we take 5 hours around. 5 hours away from the school, we recruit real heavy. We go down to the South Florida region. And after that, if we can find anything that's better than what we have in those areas, we'll take a look. If we don't feel like you're better than those areas, we don't take a look. And that's one thing that we try to make sure we handle is the Florida, Georgia, and surrounding areas first. And then after that, we'll venture out. You have to be a very special talent and guy that's unique, which, we got Blake Nicholson, which is from California, very special talent.
It's a 5-hour flight.
5-hour flight. And but you know what, to us, he's exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Guys is very competitive what he does, plays a lot of different positions, does a lot for a team, and he does great.
Pretty good tailback.
Very good tailback.
Hey, last kind of question is your linebacker, the way you coach them, they seem to be getting quicker to the ball. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of analysis or paralysis by analysis. Is that, how do you coach them?
Well, I coach them to react, but react going full speed. And it's not a deal at linebacker where you have to go and say, oh, I got this gap, or I got that gap. You have certain gaps, but you got to make sure you understand if this thing's happening, you got to keep moving. If a D lineman jumps in your gap, read off the D lineman and keep going. If a play happens and your buddy runs through your gap, you go take his place and build his gap. So it's not we're making guys be statue or just this is your responsibility and don't do anything else.
So you're not a one gap defense.
No, I'm not a one gap. It is a one gap defense, but our job is to make sure everybody else is right.
Right. Okay.
And first and foremost, do our job. But if somebody jumps in your gap, because I coach D-line, I'm going to be honest with you. My first job was a D-line coach. And I tell the linebackers this all the time. If you do not get those guys off the D-line, you won't play here. So if a D-lineman is getting double teamed, you got to get them off or make the play. If not, you won't play. So that's why they react very quickly, because it's not a sit and just wait and fall. It is reaction, go. And if somebody come off on a D-lineman, you see how much the defensive linemen are getting tackles for loss and things like that. Because most important we want to do is make sure everything's built around the D-line. Linebackers, you guys are secondary, but D-line is most important. So that's how we build it.
Okay. Thanks for your time. We appreciate you.
No problem, buddy. Anytime.